we will be starting in 13 minutes.
Olivers, can you hear me?
Wait just a second. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
We will be starting in 3 minutes and 55 seconds.
Sounds good. So is this the best place to ask questions, or should I ask on the YouTube thing?
Just a second, so that I can, because we have here music and we are preparing for a stream. So let me just check here a few things. Okay. And this should go down. Okay. Sorry. 1, 2. Okay, I think that you can speak right now.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I should ask questions through Zoom or through YouTube.
Well, if you want to be live with the camera, because I want to just have to, like a few people that are responding and asking questions live. So how do you feel better?
I mean, whichever. When I'm on camera.
So let me see. Okay. I will be working right now with music. I have just to check here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So hello everybody. Nice to wait a second. Audio. Where is the audio? Okay. So we'll be starting in 1 minute and 42, and I can see already that we have some friends here on a Zoom. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. In this case, I hope that everybody else hears Zoom. What is going on Zoom? So I think that it should work. So today I wanted to show a little bit of new features of our of a Deckard render, of a Deckard ChromaKey, and just to try out some things. Oh my God, I have here a problem. Close, okay. I just have to set some output here. Okay, so we don't have at the moment any Zoom output. Zoom meeting, okay. Preview. Okay, no, we don't see it. Oh my God, I think that I lost my connection to, I lost my connection. Let me just check this out. Okay, so this should be that. Okay. Perfect. So right now I can share. Okay, yeah, this is a Zoom call. So anyone that wants to connect here, I'll be posting also here a link to a Zoom call. So if somebody wants to come in into our chat, and just to ask something or to say something, everybody is really welcome. So, okay, so we are here in the Zoom. Guys, if you want to, okay, no, probably it's better that I start here from here on and just show some new features of Deckard Key, and not only that, but I also wanted to show how it should be, because the last time when I did some showcasing, I was working mostly with live camera. Right now I want to show how it can be used with live video, and to show some of the new features that I've implemented, because I really wanted it to be how to say, flexible and easy to work with. So I'll be sharing here right now my Unity screen. Let me just check it out. Okay, no, this isn't a Unity screen. Okay, okay, so this is Unity. Let me just check a few things here, because I have to. Why are we having this Lumix? No, I don't want this one. Okay. Yes, okay, no. Screen share. Sorry guys, my OBS is going pretty mad. Okay, let me. So this is a Unity screen. And let's just check a few things here. One of the, of course, that we already you already know, is how to set up basic Deckard. So you go here into right click onto hierarchy, and then go Deckard and create Deckard ChromaKey. In this case, I'm using the standard pipeline. You have to select standard pipeline. If you are using HDRP, then you have to select HDRP. So I'm just adding this one, and I will have this simple plane here.
Hey, Olivers?
Yes. Hi.
Is there any... Hey, thanks so much for doing this, man. Is there any way to share your screen on Zoom so we can see?
No, unfortunately, no, because I have a pretty low bandwidth, and if I start sharing,
no worries.
Zoom,
I've got the YouTube up also, so we'll just kind of follow along.
Yeah.
On that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because right now I have to. I'm afraid that everything will broke. Okay, so. And right now, when I'm adding this chroma key, you can see that I have here render texture, and this is a render texture or any texture or something like that. I will be using this, in this case, a video player. So here I have one of the videos that I've already used. Okay, let me just check here where it is. It was Deckard ChromaKey. Okay, this is a video of a Peter McKinnon. I don't know if you guys know who is Peter McKinnon. He is I'll show you here. Okay. Peter McKinnon, Oliver Pavici. Okay. Peter McKinnon is a YouTuber that made this challenge for anyone that wanted to try out this thing. He just posted a green screen, pretty done pretty badly, because you will see later that it's not a perfect green screen, but he posted this video and asked who wants to try to play with it with the ChromaKey. So I made this small animation.
Hey Siri, play my favorite playlist.
Okay, so this was like a stupid thing done in a few hours, but at the time I didn't have a Deckard ChromaKey, so I had practically I had to ChromaKey everything in After Effects, then export it like an alpha channel, and then import it into Unity, and this was a really almost a difficult job, because I don't know, this video wasn't a perfect video. You can see, for example, here that it's really unevenly lit green screen, and it had a pretty also like resolution that isn't perfect. So I had a hard time into how to say, into correcting into cutting out this content. But then actually, yesterday I just found it out, and I said, okay, this is a nice video, just to try out on this video some ChromaKey. So practically, when you open a Deckard ChromaKey here, you can insert in this field a source type, source video player. And this is a new feature that isn't actually right now available, but with this feature you can just scrub through a video and see frames. I think that this is a pretty useful feature, because you mostly want to see it always just to check out some things. Okay. So as we have here a video, okay, what we have here also, I don't know, we have here also some kind of okay, never mind. And one of the most important things for when doing this chroma keying is just to match those histograms. So we have right now ability of using these histograms. And what I will be doing right now is that I'm usually opening two. Sorry, I have also this stupid thing here, logo. Okay, hide. I'm opening two inspectors just to be more flexible. So I will be just opening here this and blocking it here on this secondary inspector. Then I will be coming back here and I can just easily look at what is going on here. So I want to, how to say, okay, yeah, we have here this video, but this video right now is set to be as a camera far plane. So we want to just say that it's render texture. So right now we can see only what is going on here with the Deckard. Unfortunately, this is already keyed. I don't know how. So practically, if we are keying, I have to match these thresholds here and just to see where it works best for me. And then I have added this feature here because before many times you will end up into having this type of a problem, where you have a darker image around a person. Right now I have added this soft transition, and practically with this you can just control and completely destroy anything that is around, but while keeping correct values, let's say like that. Then let me just check here a little bit. Let's change this field of view. Okay, so this is a, you can see right now that it's pretty well keyed out and that it doesn't have too many problems. Even if I go, let's find some blurry frame, because there are some blurry frames, really blurry. Okay, yeah, something like that. No, let me just check what the frame is. Yeah, only problem is that Unity is scrubbing in the video. Unity video is a little bit slow as a process. It depends also on the type of the file. As this is MP4, it scrubs slower. If you make if you're using Move QuickTime, then it's much faster into scrubbing. Okay, so yeah, and we have this thing. So right now I'm here in 1920 resolution, and I will show you some tricks that I have implemented here. Of course, if you have already used Deckard ChromaKey, you will know that it has some type of a denoiser. But in this case, as this this footage is pretty noise-free, but it's all blurry, what I want to do is actually add a material filter and add this new incredible filter that is called deblur. How can I say? And deblur practically removes big amount of any blur, not motion blur, but actually a blur in an image. So if you, for example, if you have an image that is with a lens that isn't really sharp, it will add some sharpness without actually overriding without adding artifacts. So this is my algorithm. Most of the things that are here in ChromaKey are all my algorithms, but this is algorithm by NVIDIA that actually uses this for resizing images. So practically, when you have, for example, 4K image, when you use this type of filtering, it will resize really well onto 4K from full HD, or for 4K into 8K. Because it actually, let me just find some frames that are maybe more interesting, where there isn't so much blur. Yeah, okay. Yeah, everything. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, so if I zoom in, but I have to zoom something like this is 2 times zoom. So you will see right now that if I go into this deblur, I don't know how much you can see it on the YouTube, but it is really like when you are zooming in, it really adds some definition to an image. And also, a strange thing about this is that you can use it also for doing some nasty things like cartoonish, I don't know, yeah, something like cartoon. But actually, at these values, it will just upscale image at the best quality possible. Then afterwards, what I'm usually doing, because you know, here in virtual production, we really need a possibility to, yeah, so, okay, when I zoom here in, so this is 5 per time, you'll see that if I add this deblur, it just defines more this image. Pixels becomes much more defined. And this is something that I suggest to you is almost always when you want to zoom in into an image. Of course, then we have some other features that before didn't work really how I was expecting. And this is another material filter that is called sharpen shader. Okay, so this is a sharpen shader. So this is also useful. Of course, here it is really exaggerated, but it is useful to create this micro contrast, just to be able to add some pop to an image before actually chroma keying. So in this case we have 2 filters, and almost this image can work even when resized. So if I just move it here, you will see that it actually works pretty well, even if it's a really bad quality image. This was the main idea behind those filters. Then we have some, I have added some other filters that are pretty interesting thing to do. Is like blur shader. Blur shader is just blurring an image. So a little bit, if we have to blur, but I will have to just change it a little bit because I want it to be much more pronounced, so that we can, if you need to do some effects like depth of field, finite depth of field, or fake depth of field, you can use it for this type of thing. So it's. And nice thing about this is that you can always stack those filters and just add, I don't know, at the end of this line we can add color correction and just color correct based on our scene if we need it. Or add those effects like add material filter that is called like hologram, and yeah, so in this case we have these effects and things like that. So yes, this is mainly new features that I have implemented, and right now it is really much. Yeah, let's start from a start. So like create new profile and just try to add it. I will show you just. I will remove all those filters. let me just show you how it is pretty easy to edit from a scratch. So threshold, I will be just pulling this down. Oh, okay, yeah, this is one of the problems in new Unity, that when this gets scaled, you are losing all the sliders. So be sure, if you don't see any sliders here, just be sure to move this part a little bit, and then you will see all the sliders. So here I want to, I will be pushing just this mask power a little bit. I will have to search a little bit for green. Actually, best way to get that green is to do here, to switch into a garbage key, then just move it like here. Oh, okay, I have found, no, okay, no, it was correct. Garbage key, and then just do this, no, I can't do it right from here. Okay, I will have to add this feature. Yeah, because this is still in the development process. Okay, so I will be going here and just setting up this alpha cutoff. And then one of the most important things is that I have to, oh my God, this doesn't, okay, go into, okay, I have to open this in the editor, sorry. So, okay, yeah, those are small bugs that I have to solve before placing it on the Unity Asset Store. So I have to go here and just set up this value here, where it is. Where it is. Yeah, we'll be just doing it like this. Floats, colors. No. I don't know what happens here right now. So we have this value. Sorry guys, I'm getting also lost a little bit, because this is everything really new for me. So I'll be dropping this down, and this soft transition, I don't have it, and I don't know why I don't have it. Okay, let me just check here, soft transition, okay. Soft. Okay, soft transition, okay. It was resetted. It auto-resetted, okay, nothing. Right now it will be correct. Just got to go into Amplify Shader and to... Okay, so right now I have this slider here. So if before it was like really hard sometimes to get those values correctly, like you would have to go like this and then have some problems. Right now it's just you use this secondary slider and you clean up all the mess that was left by this semi-transparent. Or if you want, you can keep, for example, shadows or things like that. So I'm just moving it here and deciding how much of any shadows I want to use. And yeah, so I will be going here, something like that, and I will also have probably to change. Okay, I will have to check before this. I will have to check my curves. So this is a really important thing when starting. I didn't do it immediately. So you will have to, okay, gizmos, okay, something like that, and just to check it out if, no, it works, I think it, no, sorry, I'm using wrong profile. Okay, so yes, you can see from here, from histograms, if I move this pre-correct gamma, you will see how all the curves that are moving up and down, they are practically moving differently. What I want actually is that between red and like that my green curve is mostly at a 50-60% of this height, and then that to find a position of this pre-gamma, pre-correct gamma, so that red and blue are mostly at a similar value, so that they are that are close to a white line. This white line is global luminance. And when you find this value, usually because all the cameras have different maybe profiles, and some are gamma corrected. Some cameras have profiles that are practically flat, and yeah. And in this case, you are practically correcting for those problems of a gamma, of a camera, or of a footage. So in this case, I'm using something like this, that I think it's pretty nice, pretty okay. And you can also use this one to analyze how if your green screen is lit very well or it isn't. Perfectly, when there is no one here, you should see a green line that is perfectly flat. In this case, it isn't, because we have, for example, this angle here that is black, and so it goes down. But you can see also here that where it should be, this region, because this region corresponds to this part of an image, you should see here, if it was perfectly lit, it should be completely flat. And also from here on, it should be completely flat. It isn't, but never mind. In our case, this is pretty okay, because I can just fix those issues later on in and you can see right now that actually by having this new value, it becomes really much easier to key out everything. And then what we have to do here is just to, for example, we have this black corner. We would be just cropping it from, top, no, from right. Yeah, something like that. Just a little bit cropping so that we don't have it. Okay. And then we can start, working on different color corrections, like white balance. Yeah, I think that should probably need something like that. Transition. Okay, we don't need anything. We don't need so much right now. We have a good base to start, like doing some blur defocusing here, just like refining something, and then just dropping down maybe these values. Then you can just see that it already starts to pop. Then we have, then I will be, yeah, we have this deblur. If I toggle it off, you will see that it practically will become But I don't know. I don't think that this can be seen really well on the YouTube, as we have a compressed signal. Yeah. And yeah, this is pretty basic stuff. And I hope that this new update will really bring some, like much easier workflow. So you will always have to think about this. Yeah, this is one of the things that is important for me. That practically every chroma key here in Unity is consists practically of two different planes. One is a plane that has, and this is important to just to understand. One is the plane that contains, and this is the first one, that is alpha transparent. How it's called? It is called. This is practically, if I turn off mesh render, no, I can't turn it off because right now it is forced here. Practically one of those materials are masked materials. Masked materials are those that have black or white. And masked materials are actually casting shadows. And another material over the top of this is a semi-transparent material. So if I add here, for example, a plane, you will see that I have a shadow here underlying. Okay, but if I go into setting up this alpha cutoff, you will see that practically this mask is, yeah, this is a masked material, so you can see it here. But then we are using another plane that has this kind of semi-transparent material, so that it could make some nice fades between those things, because the main problem is that the transparent materials aren't able to cast shadows. The transparent materials doesn't show in screen space reflections or ray tracing or things like that. While we are using this, we can practically force them to show on like to cast an ambient occlusion or things like that. So that otherwise wouldn't be possible. Okay. And yeah, this is most of it. Are there any questions? Let me just check. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Are there any questions if you want to ask something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olivers, I had a question about the deblur. Have you tried using that with a live video source?
What do you mean by live video source?
A live input that's coming in through a Decklink card, for example.
Yeah.
And are you able to use the deblur without affecting the output frame rate? Like if you were streaming the output or recording the output in a live scenario instead of using a pre-recorded video, could you still use the deblur?
Yeah. It isn't. It is frame based. It isn't time based. So yeah, it is really like. It isn't heavy. It is something that is a heavy thing.
Gotcha.
So there are many things, like that should be how to say explored there, because I'm also like adding those effects because I have used them in my productions, and then I just want to have them there, like. But having also ability to scale up something, like to add some kind of a resolution. It's not adding up. No, it is actually, because many of the camera sensors actually are adding up resolution artificially. So it's not like that that it is. But it really helps to like to give you ability to zoom in into objects. And this is for me really, I think that for virtual production that this is something that is a really important thing, because it gives you much more flexibility in workflow.
That's amazing. Looks like a really powerful thing.
Yeah, I'm also planning, because the same algorithm can also be used for doing some interframe morphing. So like, but that isn't so heavy as for example, vector shape morphing, like that you have in post-production software, like recreate all the frames between frames. But I think that it is quite interesting, because this algorithm can actually morph from one frame to another. So if you, for example, have a footage that is 25 frames per second, but then you have to reproject it onto 60 frames per second, it could be, it is possible, it will be possible to practically recreate those interframes.
Oh, like blend them?
Yeah.
Oliver, I have a question as well. Can you hear me?
Hi, Stefan. Hi.
My question was, in your keying of this footage, I noticed you didn't use the, you didn't pick the color of the background, which traditionally, like, you'll do in a post-production workflow. You just used the green that was pre-built into the plugin. Do you find you get better results just leaving that green like that?
No, I'm usually, look, if you look here, you'll see that I usually just take a green color, more or less try to match it, okay? And then just shift a little bit of hue and see what happens here. So, for example, one of the things that, for example, because Deckard has this tracking utility, so I'm also using this for like seeing things that actually can be seen really well. If you look here, if I go here right now, you'll see that all my trackers behave correctly when it's correctly lit, correctly done. Otherwise, those lines are going like going on the side and something like that. And this is I'm practically using just green. And it is really sensible to this. Of course, you can also use any other color that you want, but...
Do you think that picking the color manually like you're doing works better than using the color picker and actually selecting the green that's in the image?
Yeah, I think that it works better, because mostly when you are using something, when you're picking a color, you're usually picking a noise also, because every sensor has some kind of a noise.
I see.
At least, no, maybe you could just blur image before and then pick a better, but otherwise it always have some fluctuations. I'm actually thinking right now into implementing something that is more interesting, like that I can pick automatically colors dynamically from an image. So I wanted to add some, like, I don't know if in corners, I yet have to think about algorithm
Gotcha.
about that. So like selecting corners of the image and then averaging them and then auto choosing this color, because I know that many users, for example, will have to use maybe even even web cameras. And web cameras have a problem that they fluctuate with exposure and also with white balance. So something like that, I think that it could be a really nice thing to have, mostly for virtual presence presentations, you know, like you can have some. So I practically want just to check a few pixels on a screen, you know, on an image, and then choose a keying base of that.
And Oliver's, wasn't there in one of your other demos for the Deckard keyer, I thought that you had you could use a clean slate or like an image of the screen without the subject in front of it.
Yeah.
As like an image-based keyer. Is that would you say that solves the noise problem better, or do you think that just using a primary green color is still the best way to get a good key?
No. Actually, my first start was mainly on this garbage key. So you have this option here. Of course, no, it isn't right now available in video because it doesn't have a sense. It didn't have a sense, but maybe I will implement it also here, because you maybe have some video where you left everything. For example, right now, if I switch here on a webcam, okay, so I will have to, okay, this is my webcam here. I will just have to rotate it because this, I'm using here portrait mode. That is much better thing to do, in my honest opinion. And you will see right now that I have just to match already just a little bit those curves, for example, here. So this is a person, no, it's not a person. Oh my God, what I'm saying here. And, okay, so, yeah, we have her there, but I will have to just, okay, I don't have a correct green, so I will be picking here green. Okay, if I pick here green, it should be, no, sorry, I have switched already on the garbage key. So in this case, I have to go there and to remove her. Let me just do it for 1 second. In the meantime, maybe I can just, okay. 1, 2, I have just to check if mic works. Tak. Let me just see this for a second. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, okay. You should hear me right now. So right now I'm going there. I'll be showing you here. Oh, it's overexposed, but never mind. I'm just removing her. And then in that case, I will be just... I will be just fixing up a few things. Okay. Okay, so right now we don't have her there anymore, and I can just go here and to say capture garbage mate. And practically what this does, okay, but I had a shadow, sorry guys. Yeah, I had a shadow of her. I have to fix it a little bit better. I have to remove her. for a moment. Sorry. No, it's difficult when you're alone and you don't have anyone that can position himself on a. Okay, you can see right now that we have here a green screen, so I will just capture this garbage mate, and practically we right now have it automatically adds here to a slot for garbage mate. And if I open it in Photoshop, you will see that this is my green screen. It's not perfect, it's completely and utterly horrible, but never mind. Yeah, also my curves are here are completely wrong, but never mind. And then I will take her back and you will see what happens. For a moment, just a second. Duck, duck, duck. Okay. I think, okay, yeah. So yeah, you will see also that we have some kind of a shadow there and things like that, but it's not a problem for a moment because we just have to key it out, okay? And let me just, okay. And practically here, why this garbage mate is a good thing? Because with a garbage mate, you can practically easily keep those shadows if you want them, because sometimes I really want those shadows, because if you're placing like if you're having a perfect chroma key studio and something like that, you want to keep those shadows maybe also in your virtual world. So this practically gives you much more possibility onto fixing those, how to say, those issues. Of course, it's not. So you can see here right now, I have a little bit of a shadow, but that I can later on iterate onto this and just do some cleanups and things like that. But let me just check it out a little bit more because, okay, so this is a good chroma key. Unfortunately, no, it's not a good chroma key. So. Okay, precorrect gamma, I will be just pushing it a little bit. Okay, something like that. Okay. And then I will have to compensate for my footage because, yeah, before I have used the different settings. Okay. I think that she is a little bit overexposed, so it's a little bit problem of a camera. I have just to fix it a little bit. Okay, let me just check it out. Okay, let's just move it here a little bit, and then despill. Okay, and then what we also can do here is like do some kind of cleanup masking that is like removing some kind of a noise. I don't know what. Okay. And then just fixing up. Okay, so this should be okay. It isn't okay because no, it probably isn't okay because I have this light that doesn't light on her correctly. And you can also see here, for example, if you look at this light, that it projects, recreates this effect of that enables gives you a possibility to practically relight a little bit to add some kind of lighting, interesting, you know, like, oh, let's go to red, I don't know. This works pretty well on a person's. If you have looked my demos before, yeah, it is a pretty interesting thing. Yeah, but my camera is completely okay. I'm overexposed, so I will have just to. No, it's always better to just to go to the camera and fix it. But as I already did, how to say, as I already captured everything. I don't want to play it with it too much. Okay. Yeah, so this is something like that.
Would you say that if you have the ability to do it, the garbage matte is the best thing to do to get the best key from Deckard?
Yes, I think yes, absolutely. But mostly no. It depends. If your camera moves, then it isn't, of course.
Right, of course, yeah.
So, but if you have something that is really, if you have a static camera and you don't have a perfect green screen, if you don't have a perfect green screen, like I don't have here, because I have there down ugly things, you know. Of course, then it is a better way to use. But for example, I have also this thing that is really interesting for, I think, for anybody, is like you can key lower parts of a body with different keying parameters than upper parts of a body. So this is interesting because in that way you can decide if you want to preserve shadows or you don't want to preserve shadows or things like that.
And where did you show that preserving, or it's the transition fall off? Is that what determines the?
Yeah, this is transition fall off. You will see right now. If I change this thing here, let me say, okay, so we can see it here well. So if I go here and say this transition fall off, it will just make a fall off between two. And this is transitional position. So I can just decide, okay, I want from here to there to have a different keying parameters. And then I will just have to do some kind of a fall off here and then just fix this, okay? And this way I can fix it pretty well. I think that I moved my camera, but because I don't have here a perfect key here, I know probably there is too much spill. Usually this works really well. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know I have just to push it down a little bit here and then push it up here. Okay. Yeah, we have here right now a little bit of that, but yeah, it can all be fixed. Yeah, my studio is really lit, is small and it's really lit pretty badly. But I don't understand. White balance. Okay, just let me check one thing. Okay. No, I'm overexposed there. I'm overexposed on the camera. Wait a second. 1, 2. Yeah, overexposed. My God. You didn't. Yeah, this is why. I was just overexposed, but anyway. Also, yeah, let me just check right now if I turn off this. If I turn off this standard garbage mate keying and just fix it onto a color key, then I should be able to. Yeah, you can already see where the problem lies. For example, I have here a pretty darker part, so I have to go here, and of course this becomes a little bit more difficult to key out. In this case, so yeah, garbage mate in my studio is a perfect solution. Maybe not in somebody else's studio. Okay, yeah, I have to. Yeah, so you can see here right now that I have really dark parts of. Okay, and then I will have probably to go into. The problem is that I think that every camera requires a little bit of tuning. Once you tune for your camera, then you can save a template and then go easily. For example, I just updated my camera with a new color science. That is I'm using Blackmagic 4K camera, and right now they are implementing new color science. So all the colors are a little bit different than before.
Is the camera that you're using for this demonstration a Blackmagic camera?
Yeah. Blackmagic 4K.
Okay. And so how is the input from the camera coming into Unity for you?
Just as I'm using Blackmagic Intensity Pro card.
Okay.
So it is a pretty cheap card, and it really works well. I like, I really like it. It is a really good card. Yeah, it is pretty cheap because it's around $200, I think.
So
There are also Decklink cards that are
Right.
used,
Yeah, Stefan, I think, Stefan, we're using a Decklink card. Were you able to, were you still having issues getting it to come into the Deckard keyer?
Yeah, I was. I was hoping maybe at some point, Oliver, you could show that workflow too, the AV Pro.
Yeah. I can. Let me just check it. Yeah, I will show you here. So I will just have to turn off everything here and then turn off my. I'm right now using webcam. Okay, so first thing that I have to close the webcam. Then I have to go into a render texture mode. So this is render texture mode, and then I will be just importing here AV Pro, how it was. Let me just check here. AV Pro Decklink, okay. prefabs. Decklink output. Okay, yeah, I'll be adding just this one. This is decklink output. No, so sorry. Decklink output. Input. I have input. Okay, decklink manager. Okay, so this, and then I have to decklink resources. How it was, I don't remember anymore. How I was using this input decklink manager. Okay. Input material. Okay, yeah, this one should be that one. So practically this one is it has applied to material. What it does, so I will be just removing this component and then adding my new decklink. No, I have to import it before. So I have to go here into my Deckard ChromaKey utilities, iPro decklink integration, iPro link pair, and this will add this apply to Deckard ChromaKey script. So I have added this input material script, and then I will be just I have replaced that the apply to material with yeah, it will show always how it's called. Yeah, the pair. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just losing myself. Apply to material. Okay, this one first. No, yeah, you will see here when you add it, apply to Deckard ChromaKey. You will see here that we have Deckard ChromaKey, and you have to add this one into this field. So this is everything. This should be done. And practically then afterwards you are just using, just let me check here, select device, no, select device by index, okay, one, it should be one, I think. Force resolution, okay, so this, nothing, okay. This should be, you can see right now that it adds here this image, but it didn't add it to Deckard ChromaKey. Why? I have just check it out. Input, okay. Input decklink, okay, I have to set it also here. And I have to set here, okay, material, default text. I think that this should work. Okay, yeah. I had to set both of them. Okay, so yeah, this is it. And practically right now, it feeds its image into a Deckard ChromaKey. Because it actually works like a render texture, but as decklink doesn't have any exposed texture, it just assigns it to only problem is when you're using decklink AV Pro, that it doesn't work in preview mode. But you can always just, you know, like in preview mode, you can switch to webcam and it will work you know.
So doing it through AV Pro, is that going to give you a higher bit feed into it?
No, it doesn't change a bit. It just it really gives you much more better frame rates. It's more performant. It's
Okay, so you can still get 10-bit through this webcam way?
Yeah, webcam gets 10-bit always. If it, but you when you're using Decklink, like Decklink, you have to go into Blackmagic Media Express. No. There is a actual thing that you have to do. Because Unity uses a VDM driver that is like webcam driver. Okay. So what I'm actually using to force a correct, while using that driver, you can't choose options in Unity. So here I'm in a built-in web camera system that is in Unity. So you can't choose your frame rate or anything else. So what you have to do, what I'm usually doing, I'm going into a Skype. I'm just going into a Skype and then let me just check here because I don't want to show you. Okay, Skype. You can see here right now that there are audio video, and you will have this option here, selecting camera, and then you have to go into webcam settings. If you choose Decklink. No, I can't choose it right now. Okay, Blackmagic VDM capture. Okay, I will show you here because right now it's open in Unity, so it doesn't work. But if I go here, I can choose a frame rate and I can choose a pixel format. Okay. In this case, yeah, this is okay. This one. So if I go here, webcam settings, you will see pixel format, 10-bit RGB, and display mode, that is a frame rate here that I'm using actually, 1080, 30. Okay. So this is everything that has to be done. And then afterwards you just close your Skype and it will force always that kind of drivers. Otherwise, if you're using Decklink drivers, you can just use them, you know, like normally. Let me just check if there are some comments on stream. Because I lost it completely. Okay. Completely. No. Yeah, so this is no, they are, it is full, okay. Okay. If there are any other questions, I'm here and I can answer them still. Yeah, another feature that I want to add is just like cropping angles. I think that it could be a nice feature for everybody. I will have to add it. Cropped. Okay. I think that it's also really important to go 10-bit into into an engine, because it gives a really much more power into more ability to edit things, you know. Absolutely. Okay.
Oliver's, what is can you say one more time what the downside is to using the deck link instead of using the Skype sort of webcam input?
That you can't work in editor mode. So this means, like here, I'm not in a play mode.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, so this is just a thing that doesn't work, you know, like. So I have to. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I'm just using this because in this case it really gives me much more flexibility over what I'm doing, you know. Because I can go here, change this, change things, and change lighting without having to copy paste all the positions, you know. And this is somewhat problem, because when you're playing mode, if I right now take this light and I rotate it, it will just, how to say, when I res it, it will come back to original state.
Yeah, you can make changes and see the effects of them live.
Instead
of having to.
Yeah, and this was like implementing this type of thing is a really was a really complex thing to do. Much of the time that I've spent on a Deckard was like having this ability, because Unity editor wasn't made for this kind of things, you know.
Yeah, it's really awesome that you can do that and see the effects live.
Yeah. And also, yeah, one of the things that is important, if you want to refresh to work well, you have to select these gizmos always, because otherwise the refresh may or may not trigger correctly. Because Unity practically, if you aren't doing anything in editor, it won't render anything. Only way to force it is with these gizmos. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Also, this is a little bit of buggy Unity version. I have to. Yeah, I will have to find out a little bit here. No, in my studio, I really always use that kind of a garbage key, because it really helps me a lot. Otherwise, it is impossible. I don't have a perfect lighting. I don't have enough space to do it, you know. So in this case, you can see I'm getting here this kind of things. But yeah, of course I can just try to check it out a little bit like this, and then use like clean up range, clean up mask, and things like that, and then fix those things a little bit. Okay, yeah, this should be. But for example, if I'm having this angle here, it could. When I'm using tracking, it could break up the tracking. Okay, yeah, so this is a good setting. Of course, everything applies to, you know, to what you have and what you can do, you know. You know, like, Deckard here can't do a magic on the things that aren't captured well. So it's, but there is no any keyer that can do it. But I'm hoping that it can always, you know, like come close to something that is usable, even with like when you're doing just the live streaming and things like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to right now to clean up a little bit this thing, but no, I have to check my camera because I think that I have made some stupid modifications there. Okay, you can see also like this flickering. If you get something like that, then you just have to lower down this cutoff, okay? So the problem probably is when you're doing keying that there are many dependent values, so you have to play, and everything here is mostly ordered in importance level. So you have this first part is most important. Like then, as you go down, it's all only refining and you know, like doing it differently. You know, like fixing some things. And then we have this value here that it isn't explained, and I never explained too much. This is like algorithm level. So this is completely distance-based level. So it's like reasoning in a 3D space, and it has different settings. You will see right now here. If I go here, okay. So this like. Oh, it actually works better here. This is a initial Deckard ChromaKey. Then if you go into 0.5, then you are going mostly on a level of a classic chroma keyers. So it's a blend between algorithms. One is mine completely, another is a classical chroma keying effect. But I think sometimes mine functions better, sometimes those classical work better. Depends really on the green screen, how it's lit. Yeah, so this is yeah, I will here actually have to. Okay. Do you have any other questions, guys? Somebody from internet? Let me just check, because I don't know. I have here a program that serves to. No, I'm unable to see it. I just wanted to see if there are some comments on YouTube. Track to ground. Can you demo the track to ground feature? What are its limitations? Can it be used for something, someone walking through a scene? Yeah, it can be, Rick. Hi, Rick. Hi, Rick Pearson. Yeah, it can be used. It can be used. I will be also working on some algorithms on, like, really placing how to say, object correctly in a scene, based on those values of how to say, of feeds. This is of course you will have to see always the feeds. For example, right now, yeah, I have this green that is horrible down there, so I'm not able to key it out, completely unable. No, actually I could even key it out, because one of the things that isn't documented is that you can use, for example, instead of those additional passes filters, I can use, for example, also another keyers. So, for example, I have to remove all those filters and then add another duplicate. Let me see this one, okay. And I will have to add this as a secondary pass filter, okay. So practically, if I go here and then I choose another green, it should be cancelling another greens, okay. One of the caveats of this thing is that practically I have to turn off any, on this primary key I have to turn off all the corrections, image corrections. So a bit, okay, yeah, I can see right now. I couldn't, okay. I have to turn off any corrections like this peel, green cast remove 0, okay. Because otherwise it will completely break the things. And then I can go here and just fix this new keyer and choose another green color and then toggle it off. In this case, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, something like that. So I can practically add a chroma key over a chroma key without too much, without any, how to say, overhead. It's not that there is no overhead, but it's a really small amount of overhead. Because most of the overhead comes from a video texture, actually, from inputting the video texture. Let me just check here. Okay, so yeah, this is mostly what I wanted to show here. And of course I will have to fix the, yeah. No, but I have really my camera set up completely wrongly. Okay, I'm trying to fix erroneous. I'll have to light my studio better. Yeah, this is mostly Deckard Chroma, Deckard Luma, and of course also these values like here, Deckard Chroma, Deckard Luma, they're really based on what is your scene. For example, Deckard Luma will be like if you have a scene with a lot of lighting, then you will go into positive numbers. If you have a darker scene, then you will go into negative numbers. For chroma, also no. For chroma, a little bit less. And then we have this green cast remove, but many times you can just, you know, like use this one a little bit and then go into a white balance tint so that you can just shift a little bit of tint so that you don't have those effects. Then we have this cleanup masks, so here we can just okay, let me just check this out. Ah no, okay, I'm working always on a double chroma key, and this, yeah, I'll have to probably to find out better ways to integrate multiple chroma keys. I'll be bringing this down and then adding this soft transition. Okay, so you can see right now, okay, my keying is pretty well good right now. Okay, something like that. I think that it, no, Despill Luma. So if I go into this Despill Chroma, Despill Luma, I can just fix it based on my scene. And also one of the important things is, for example, right now I don't have additional paths, and I can use this one that is called denoise. Okay, denoise is a pretty denoiser beauty. This is a pretty good thing to use because it can really like fix up many of the things that we have here, many of the problems. You will see that denoiser practically what it can also be used as a beauty filter. You will see that when you go into this size and to a threshold, it practically removes. It could be used to remove wrinkles on the face and things like that. It just smooths out whole face. If you exaggerate, of course, it doesn't work well. But you have to find a value like this, something like this, and then it works like a denoiser, and then you can also mix it with original. But you can also use it only just for a keyer. For example, if I want just to apply it onto a green color, I can activate here preview qualifier, okay, and then I will be just selecting these colors, something like that, and then yeah, just applying it. So you will see that right now it blurs those effects. Of course, all those effects are to be used like in compositing process. It's not about live, it's more about doing something for a movie. You will see that it has a really different type of I don't know how much it can be seen on a YouTube. And then yeah, because it works also on color, so I can just set, for example, I want to correct only a face of a person, so I can just select those colors. But I think that I will have to make some color picker here in Unity, and then you can see where it applies. So it's applied right now here. And then afterwards, I'm usually using after this effect, I can add, for example, a sharpen on or sharpen shader, and then I can just bring it up. This way I will be creating a little bit of more definition, like. So it's yeah, this is original, and this is with some sharpening. I think in many ways it looks much like better like this. But it depends on how much do you want to zoom in. So we're not zooming too much in. You can use it like this. And then what else we have here? Yeah, I will have to check my camera because I think that it's completely... no, I have some flickering lights here, I think. Okay, yeah, so this is mostly what can we do here. Okay, and Nathan. Oh, sorry, I just saw that there is a... Nathan came here. Nathan, can you hear us? So yes, okay. Then let's just check here if there are some questions. Hello. Okay, I think that we are, if there aren't any questions, I think that we are done for today. Yeah, in the next weeks I will be trying, I have to try this one, that is a really incredible thing. It's a ATEM streaming bridge, and it permits transfer of audio and video over internet in an extreme, in a good quality. And then I will have just to like to use it for making some event. I don't know. I yet have to think about those things, what to do and how to do it. I'm so sorry because our friend Nathan Thomas from Unity and ILM just came in, but I think that we have problems in connecting. So I'm saying hi to Nathan, and hi to everybody who came here and who listened. I hope that, yeah, this was like more questions and answers session. It wasn't like really prepared session. I hope that yeah, we all learned something. And if you have any ideas on how to make this, you know, ChromaKey even better, I'm always here to listen and to you know, like try to understand what also other people want to see and want to have, and what is a best kind of a workflow for anyone. Okay, let me just check if there are some other questions. Okay, so no, there aren't. Okay, then I will be finishing this. Thank you guys, and nice to meet you and to see you here, and yeah, hope to yeah, see you again and soon. Bye bye. Have a nice day or evening, what is in your place. Bye.